Greetings, folks. I'm Tim Mendees. Thank you for joining me again for this very special festive thing. Uh, thank you to everybody who joined me on Friday the 18th when I read my story, "The Abomination That Came for Christmas," from the WPC anthology Holiday Spirit. Now, during that reading, I gave people something to do. To be entered into a prize draw for a bunch of fun stuff. I'll get more into that kind of thing in a minute. Uh, and the question was, well, it wasn't a question. It was basically just post either a picture of tentacles or just write tentacles. Because anybody who knows me will know that the quickest way to my heart is through tentacles. I don't mean that in a weird way. Now, I'll tell you more about this just before we go, how you can get hold of a copy if you haven't already. Because after all, with all these lockdowns and tears and apocalypse, you can't get out and do last minute Christmas shopping, can you? So this is the perfect gift. Right. Now, I've got a couple of other things planned other than just the prize draw. I will get to the prize draw later. First off, let me tell you about some of the things I'm going to include in this sort of festive goodie bag, so to speak. First of all, I have an assortment of Erie River Publishing swag. We have It Calls from the Sky book. Oh, I can't really see them. There we go. We have It Calls from the Sky bookmarks. Generic Erie River bookmarks, which I will sign and also have a H.P. Lovecraft quote on them. Awesome. A bigger one. We have It Calls from the Forest bookmark. We have 2 postcards from It Calls from the Forest. And that one. And we have 2 postcards from It Calls from the Sky. These little beauties. The thing with this camera, when you want it to get dark, it's really dark. And when you want it to go a bit lighter, it's too bright. Who knows? Anyway, yeah. Both of those anthologies feature stories of mine. It Calls from the Forest is available, as you can see, in shiny hardback. And that contains 2 of my stories. That contains A Matter of Recycling and Rouse Them Not. And It Calls from the Sky contains my story On a Wing and a Prayer. Now, I have done readings of A Matter of Recycling. That is on my YouTube channel. And I've also did a reading with a round table of On a Wing and a Prayer. That can be found on the Erie River Publishing YouTube channel. There is also a link to it if you go into the videos section on my website. Now, I'd like to say that I'm over the moon because I just recently had an acceptance into the 3rd in the series. There is It Calls from the Forest Volumes 1 and 2. I'm in 1. It Calls from the Sky. And the 3rd in the series is going to be It Calls from the Sea. And I am absolutely delighted that my story Franz has been accepted for it. So that's 3 for 3 for me. I'm really happy about that because I love these. Such sexy books. Now, I'm going to do something a little bit different than just the average prize draw now. I recently entered it was a Christmas drabble competition. Now, many of you will have heard me waffling on about how much drabble's on my kryptonite. And I struggle with them. I really struggle with them. So I was delighted when my drabble Hungry Branches came 3rd. I'm really pleased with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you that now. It will be available to read in text form on the Erie River Facebook at some point. Okay. So this is Hungry Branches. Santa, is that you? The darkened room was lit only by the flickering coloured lights. Paper chains rustled and greetings cards blanketed the floor. Mummy! George had definitely heard something. A whisper? A cry? Everything was still now. Everything but that tree. Where she'd found it was a mystery. It didn't look like any tree he'd ever seen before. She probably got it on the cheap. Stop hiding, Mummy. This isn't funny. The tree shook and convulsed. His mother's bloodied glasses clattered to the floor. George backed away as tentacle-like branches reached for his throat. George screamed. The end. Yeah, so there you go. That's exactly 100 words. Which, you know, to the person, the uninitiated, the drabble might sound simple. You've got to write a story in exactly 100 words. Sure. I mean, when I first heard about it, I was like, shit, how hard could it be? It is. It really is. Especially if you're like me and you have the writing equivalent of verbal diarrhea. Yeah. So there you go. That was 100 Branches, and that will be available on the Erie River Publishing Facebook. Now, to go to Erie River Publishing, the best thing to do is go erieriverpublishing.com. You Luddites, glad the cardboard is back. Yep, that's erieriverpublishing.com. Oh, before I get off onto another subject, a story I wrote back in May, I believe it was, for the Erie River Publishing monthly contest. My twisted circus story, Tasty Treats, which Michelle River, head honcho of Erie River, described as creepy and disgusting. So there you go. Tasty Treats is going to be included in a best of. It's all of the winning entries from the year. And that's going to be released in February, and it's got an awesome cover, and it's called Midnight Shadows. So keep up to date on my website, my Facebook page, and you'll see when that gets released. You're not going to want to miss it because it's basically the creme de la creme of the Erie River group. It's like a who's who. It's great. Okay, right. So as well as the Erie River swag, there's going to be 2 packets. You see, there's 2 lots of that, and I have 2 lovely copies of my lovely Madison Mini Buck Burning Reflection. Now, yeah, this has had a ton of great reviews. Yeah, a ton of great reviews worldwide, and I'm really delighted by how well it's been received. Because this is my first standalone work. I've got another standalone work coming out in February from Black Hair Press. That's another novella. That one's called Miracle Growth, and it's bonkers. Yeah. So if you want to get hold of a copy of that, if you don't win, then what you need to do is go getbook.at. You can't read that. Stop it. Getbook.at/burning reflection. That's getbook.at/burning reflection. That's out by Madison Press. That's www.madisonpress.com. I sound like one of them telly ads with all this .coms and wwws. Yeah. Right. Now, what I need to do quickly is just fiddle with this because I've got something else planned. But yeah, right. Without further ado, let's move on to what I'm sure people are sitting at home going, oh, just get on with it. The octopus pot is back. And I'm going to do my best not to throw things everywhere or break anything or knock the tree over because these bit usually goes tremendously wrong. So I'm going to give these, they're all in there. You won't be able to see, but they are all in there, trust me. Give them a shake. Now, we're looking for 2 lucky winners. So, if you're at home, give me a drum roll. Here we go. The first one is... Stephanie Hatfield. There we go. There's Stephanie Hatfield. You will get an envelope containing Burning Reflection and some swag. Right, the second lucky winner, if I can get hold of one of them, is... I hope I'm saying this correctly. That's Torna Son Lamarb. Torna somnabarb. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. You'll have to excuse my northern British vowels. They're flat. They can't do anything other than flat. So yeah, they're your two lucky winners. All you need to do is personal message me your addresses, and I will get them out to you in the new year. Because there's no way in Hades I'm attempting to go to the post office now. So you might have to wait a little while, but they will get to you. Okay. Just before I go, just tell you a little bit more about that. The perfect holiday treat, perfect stocking filler. Although, and another thing is, Burning Reflection will actually fit in your average stocking. I know because I've tried. It will also fit in a sporran. Don't know why you need to know that, but there you go. Okay. If you want to get hold of Holiday Spirit, that's getbooked.app/Holiday Spirit. And it's by WPC Press, and there you go, there's their website. That's wpcindypress.com. Right. Now, just before I go, as a lot of you know, I do a lot of live readings and things, but I tend to do them through my Facebook purely because that's the easiest way of me to send invites to everybody who, would likely tune in. I may branch out into doing them through YouTube at some point, but I don't really see the benefit of doing that at the minute because I just upload them afterwards. So they're all on my YouTube channel, which is tinyurl.com/Tim Mendees YouTube, or you're watching this video, so just click my name underneath it. Didn't think that through. Okay, also go to my website where you'll be kept up to date with all my literary misadventures. It's timmendeeswriter.wordpress.com. timmendeeswriter.wordpress.com. And like I say, as I do them all through Facebook, last board, I promise, that's facebook.com/goat in the machine. All one word, all lowercase. That's facebook.com/goat in the machine. Now, being as it's the festive season, and I've already made a complete and total fool out of myself, I thought I would get showbiz on you, get a bit showbiz on you, and I'm going to leave on a song. Because it's the festive season, I've dug out the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society CDs, Scary Solstice, and another series, Scary Solstice, or even Scarier Solstice, I believe it's called. They're great fun. They're basically tentacular parodies of popular Christmas songs. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sing you one of them. Feel free to turn off now, okay? You know of deep ones, shantax and shoggoths, night gaunts, polyps and fungi from Yuggoth. But do you recall the most loathsome beastie of all? 1, 2, 3, 4. Freddy the red-brained Migo had a very slimy brain, and if you ever saw it, you would scream and go insane. All of the other Migo used to laugh and make remarks. They'd never let poor Freddy whisper with them in the dark. And then one foggy solstice eve, Haster came to say, Freddy, with your brain so bright, won't you scare some folks tonight? Now all the Migo love him as they buzz about the place. Freddy the red-brained Migo, you live out in darkest space. Thank you. Good night.